Ella wants to be friends again. And you still want to be friends with her. You don't have any other friend in this life. Hi guys, welcome to our very first episode of Yap and Stuff. I am Joy Emmanuel and I'll be your host on this show. Come. On this show, we're gonna get to hear some juicy stories that you'll probably not hear any other place. So keep watching. On today's episode, the title is My Boyfriend Told Me to Choose Between Him and My Best Friend. That's pretty interesting. And I am very much interested in knowing why he wants you to choose. Am I wrong for choosing my boyfriend over my best friend? Okay. I'm 25 and I have been dating my boyfriend Chris for 2 years. My best friend Ella and I have known each other since secondary school. She was the first person I introduced Chris to. From the beginning, Chris didn't like her. I didn't understand why. Whenever she came around, he would become quiet. He said she was too much. I thought he was just being judgmental. Then one day, he told me, I don't trust her. I asked why. Hey, hey. He said, just watch her. That wasn't good enough for me. I told him he needed to explain himself. He said he didn't like the way Ella talked to me about our relationship. I told him Ella was my best friend. Of course, we talked about everything. Over time, Chris became more controlling about my friendship with her. Okay? If Ella called while I was with him, he'd ask what she wanted. If I went out with her, he'd ask where we were going. If she gave me advice about our relationship, he'd get angry. Eventually, he told me it's either me or her. I was shocked. I told him I wasn't choosing. He said, then you're choosing her. We argued for days. Eventually, I chose Chris. I told Ella that I needed space from her friendship. She was devastated. She said, one day you will understand why he doesn't want me around. I thought she was going to be dramatic. A few weeks later, I found out the truth. Wait, I've not read this yet, but why do I feel Chris was entangled with Ella or something like that? But that's what I feel. I like this gist. Okay. A few weeks later, I found out the truth. Whoa. Ella had been secretly talking to Chris, not romantically, but she had been sending him messages. Apparently, she had been telling him things about me that I had told her privately. Wait, this is the thing about guys. Why don't you just tell her directly? Like, why are you going around the corner? Choose this one, don't like this one. Go straight to the point. This girl is telling me this about you. This one, go straight to the point. I don't like people that keep hiding things like this. Just go straight to the point. So, apparently, she had been telling him things about me that I told her privately. She had also been showing him screenshots of our conversations we've had. Some of the things she told him were completely out of context, but then I found out something else. Chris had been secretly going through my phone whenever I wasn't around. He had seen the messages from Ella and decided she was trying to turn me against him. So he confronted her. She denied everything. Then she showed him messages between me and her. That's how the whole thing started. Chris told me he didn't trust her because she had betrayed my privacy. True. But here's the part I'm still struggling with. Yes, Ella betrayed my trust, but Chris also gave me an ultimatum instead of telling me the full story. Exactly. Go straight to the point. This person did this. Don't go around the corner now. Kilote. But Chris also gave me an ultimatum instead of telling me the full story. Now I don't know if I made the right choice. I lost my best friend, and even though I stayed with Chris, I don't feel completely comfortable with how everything happened. Ella wants to be my friend again. Chris says if I start talking to her again, he will leave. I genuinely don't know what to do. Did I choose the wrong person? Ella wants to be friends again. And you still want to be friends with her. You don't have any other friend in this life. Someone that disclosed your private information to your man, like something your man did not know, and you still want to be friends with her. It's like you don't want to learn. You don't want to learn. Please learn. No. Then as for your guy, I think you should just talk to him. Communicate. That's the important thing in a relationship. You have to communicate. You just tell him the fact that why did he give you an ultimatum? Not, but I think you even deserve that because why do you still want to be friends with that type of person? I am genuinely worried about you. But communicate with your man. Tell him that next time something like that happens, but hoping there will be no next time. He should just go straight to the point. Tell you this is what's happening, and I want some friends, shall. This just got more interesting. My best friend stole my biggest opportunity and expected me to celebrate her. Okay. I have been best friends with Maya since we were 14. We went to the same school, shared everything, and even joked that we'd be each other's bridesmaids one day. If someone asked me who I trusted most, the answer was always her friends. Last year, I applied for a marketing job at a startup I'd been dreaming about working for. It paid almost twice what I was making, and I spent weeks preparing my portfolio. Maya knew how badly I wanted it because I talked about it constantly. A week before my interview, I practiced my presentation with her. She gave me feedback, asked questions, and even helped me polish some ideas. I remember thanking her for being such a supportive friend. The interview went well, or at least I thought it did. A few days later, I got a rejection mail. It stung, but I figured someone else was just more qualified. 2 weeks after that, Maya posted a photo on Instagram celebrating her new chapter. She had accepted the exact job I'd interviewed for. I was shocked because she never mentioned applying for this job. When I asked her why she kept it a secret, she laughed and she said didn't want to make it a competition. Then she admitted something that made my stomach drop. She had applied after hearing me talk about the position. She even used some of the ideas we discussed during my practice interview because she thought we were really good. They were really good. I asked if she told the company we were friends. She said no. I asked if she'd feel guilty. She shrugged and said, that's just business. I tried to let it go, but it got worse. Whenever people congratulated her, she joked that she beat the competition while looking directly at me. That is not your friend, girl. Mm-mm. She has never wanted to be your friend because at her birthday dinner, someone asked how she landed Such a great job. She smiled and said, sometimes you just have to be smarter than everyone else. Everyone laughed except me. I left early. The next morning, she texted asking why I made things awkward. I finally told her that what hurt me wasn't that she got the job, it was that she hid it from me, used ideas I trusted her with, and then mocked me afterwards. She called me jealous. A week later, several mutual friends stopped talking to me. Apparently, she told them I couldn't handle her success and was trying to ruin her happiness. Only one friend reached out to ask for my side. Months later, I found out that friend had shown everyone screenshots of our conversation. Most of the group apologized after realizing what really happened. Maya never did. She only sent one message. I hope one day you grow up to be happy for other people's success. I never replied. Losing the job hurts. Losing someone I considered family hurts even more. So was I wrong for ending a 15-year friendship over this? No, you were definitely not wrong. Like, that chick is not your friend. Friendships these days, Sha. Am I wrong for leaving my best friend stranded after what she did at my wedding? Okay, what did she do? I'm curious. My husband, 31 male, and I got married 6 weeks ago. It was a small wedding, about 70 guests, and my best friend of 18 years, Kayla, 30 female, was my maid of honor. Looking back, I ignored every red flag. Hmm, coming juicy. She complained about the dress I picked because it washed her out. Ah! She complained about the dress I picked because it washed her out. Can you imagine? Are you the bride? She tried to convince me to move the bachelorette party to a city she wanted to visit. She even joked that she was basically the co-star of the wedding. I laughed it off because that's just how Kayla is. She always has to be the center of attention. On the wedding day, everything was perfect until the reception. About an hour in, my husband came over, looking uncomfortable. He asked if I knew why Kayla had been sitting with his younger brother, 27 male, for almost the entire night. I shrugged. I figured they were just talking. Then one of my cousins pulled me aside and showed me a video she'd taken. It showed Kayla standing up during dinner, clinking her glass for a toast. Instead of talking about me and my husband, she started telling everyone how she'd secretly had a what? This is sickening. Instead of talking about me and my husband, she started telling everyone how she'd secretly had a crush on my husband years ago, and if timing had been different, things could have worked out between them. Things would have worked out between them. People laughed awkwardly, thinking it was a joke. Then she added, but don't worry, I found his brother instead. She walked over, kissed my brother-in-law in front of everyone, and yelled, "Guess it runs in the family." Now that's very somehow. The room went silent. My mother-in-law looked horrified. My husband was furious. His brother looked completely embarrassed because, as it turns out, they'd only been flirting for about an hour. Kayla thought she'd created some unforgettable movie moment. Instead, she hijacked the reception. I asked her to leave. She refused. She said I was being dramatic and that everyone was having fun. Security escorted her out. About 30 minutes later, my phone started blowing up. She was stranded outside because the ride she'd come with had already left. She demanded that I send someone to pick her up. I ignored the messages. She ended up paying almost $200 for the last minute ride share because the venue was over an hour from the city. The next morning, she sent me a venue requesting for the ride, saying I was responsible because I kicked her out. I declined it after several mutual friends say that while Kayla absolutely ruined my wedding, I still should have made sure she got home safely instead of leaving her to figure it out herself. Others say she's lucky. All she lost was $400. I don't regret asking her to leave. The only thing I wonder about is whether I should have arranged transportation after everything that happened. Am I wrong for leaving my best friend stranded after she ruined my wedding? This is hard to answer because I understand maybe you were just filled with emotion, lots of emotions running through you that day because that stunt she pulled up was not really nice. But I, mm, you're not wrong for telling her to get out of your wedding, but I think the transportation part, mm, it depends, Sha. This one, I don't really have an answer. What do you think in the comments? What do you think? Is she wrong? Give the verdict in the comments. So that is it for today's episode. Do well to give your verdict on every story in the comment section. Also follow us on all our social media platforms. They are going to be displayed on the screen. And if you have any story, just send it to reach joey.o@gmail.com. It will be on the screen. Bring the stories rolling. Once again, I am Joy Emmanuel, your host on Yap and Stuff. See you in the next one. Mwah.